is no part in Asia where MAYBANK is not a household name. It was in 1960 when Malaysian banking BERHAD, more commonly known as MAYBANK right now, opened for this business. Malayan banking BERHAD has expanded swiftly since its inception, reaching 150 locations throughout Malaysia in under 3 years. That was great, right? Okay, after that, when in the Singapore branch of Malayan banking BERHAD was founded in 1963. As a second option, MAYBANK has a worldwide subsidiary called MAYBANK ISLAMIC BERHAD that serves the customer that want an Islamic approach to banking. One of the major Islamic finance institutions in the Asia Pacific area is MAYBANK ISLAMIC BERHAD. Okay, this MAYBANK Beacon provide a full range of personal and business banking service on its customer. Okay, after that, Malayan banking BERHAD provide a wide range of banking service to people, including saving account, checking account, fixed deposit account, credit card account, and too many to list in here. MAYBANK provide corporate current accounts, foreign currency account, and more to companies throughout the world.
Example of MAYBANK PDF product. Firstly, mortgage loan. Mortgage loan is the mortgage loan or credit facilities against residential or commercial properties. Nonetheless, additional securities such as fixed deposit and guarantors may be requested depending on the credit assessment. Secondly, personal loan. This is an unsecured personal financial facility which is calculated on fixed rate basis, resulting fixed installment payment throughout financial period. And lastly, fixed deposit act. A fixed deposit act is a type of short-term investment where investors deposit a sum of money and agree to return from withdrawing their money for a specific period of the time. Firstly, mortgage loan. To fully settle the function before its maturity for the Islamic MAYBANK, you will need to pay the outstanding balance, current monthly profit, and any amount due and payable to the bank, and no every settlement fee will be charged. But for the Islamic property financing under property murabahah contract, the bank shall grant rebate to the customer on but not limited to the like customer make yearly settlement or yearly redemption, including those arising from prepayments. But for the conventional MAYBANK, granting up to 3% of approved loan amount if the loan is settled prematurely within 3 years or more years from loan disbursement may be imposed on selected low-interest rate offers. Next, other consumer financial packages are available for a mortgage loan. For Islamic is Personal Financial I. 2. Islamic Hire Purchase AITAB. 3. MAYBANK Islamic Equal I. 4. Deposit I. 5. Account and Islamic Cash Line I facility. And then for the conventional is Islamic Home Financing. 2. Flexi Housing Loan Package. And 3. Prima Home Financing Scheme. Secondly, the personal loan, personal financing I for the Islamic MAYBANK use. The Sharia contract applied is murabahah, cost plus profit through tawarruk arrangement. It is a method of sale whereby the cost is made known. Is a markup price where you pay the price over a period of time. The underlying asset for the sale transaction between you and the bank will be a specific tribal Sharia compliant community, while for the conventional MAYBANK, there is no Sharia contract like in Islamic MAYBANK. Thirdly, fixed deposit I. MAYBANK Islamic fixed deposit I use the Sharia concept of mudarabah communities, where a certain asset that is suitable will be identified by the bank to be used in the sale and purchase transaction between the bank and the customer, and maximum profit subject to the restriction of Sharia principle. While for MAYBANK fixed deposit I, operate based on national banking law and the financial practices that maximize profit without any string attached. Next, move to the eligible to apply. People who are eligible to apply for Maybank Islamic Fixed Deposit are individuals aged 18 and above, such as the elderly and professional, while for the Maybank Fixed Deposit it is open to everyone.
The next part is Islamic financial issue. As you can see, Maybank have many products, but we only take 3 products to show for all of you about comparison between Islamic and conventional bank. The product that we take as our research is, first is mortgage loan, second is personal loan, is such as personal account financing and the last is fixed deposit First product is under mortgage loan. Under conventional, the process fee is high because conventional charge a high weight rate and charge GST, which GST rate is determined according to the loan rate applied by the customer. The processing fee should be 50 ringgit to 200 ringgit only. A maximum loan amount described to the total that one is authorized to borrow. It is used for standard loan, credit loan, and line of credit accounts. Next is under Islamic perspective. Processing fee is depend on a financial amount. Financial amount means the amount of money are you borrowing from the lender, means sum of the borrow fee. The leaders is changing you. The Islamic process fee is cheaper because no additional charge are imposed on Islamic bank borrower. They only charge a fee for the service that it carry out. The processing fee depend on the financial amount. As we know, Islamic needs to be transparent and real in conducting all things that happen in Islamic bank. Fixed deposit is under conventional is maximize profit without any registration. Maybank conventional is free to maximize profit regardless of the source of the money or where the money come from, because they think about profit without think about which party is observed or the source for gambling place or place that are illegal in Islam. Next is under Islamic, maximize profit is subject to the resident of Sharia principle. Profit maximum is allowed in Islam, but the Islam business ethic has the outline as well. It is suggests that through Islamic teaching regard profit as a reward for agreeing in important activities necessary to fulfill social interest. Profit maximization is not permissible and therefore should not be the goal of ethically guide business ventures. The last product is loan financing. Under borrowing financing, conventional fixed interest rate per annum. In conventional financing, lenders need to borrow to make a profit from the interest change on the principal amount. For property loan, borrower pay an interest on the outstanding principal amount. Interest rate can be fixed rate or based on the floating rate. The loan contract for conventional financing, known as loan facility agreement. Payment is made over a set by installment. A portion of its installment paid goes through servicing the interest, while the remaining goes through paying down the principal. The sooner the borrower can pay down the principal, the cheaper the amount of interest paid. And the last is under Islamic, fixed profit rate per annum. Islamic financial avoid interest-based transaction, riba, and interest. Introduce the concept of buying something on the borrower's behalf and selling it back to the borrower at profit. In the place of interest, a profit rate is defined in the contract. Like the conventional financial profit rate can be a fixed rate or based on a floating rate. Riba is concept in Islam that refer borrowing to the the concept of grow, increase and exceed it has also been through transfers as elegant, employing gains made in business on trade under Islamic law.
First of all, in this method and procedure, I will explain based on three things, namely under mortgage, under fixed deposit and under loan financing. These three are distinguished between Islamic and conventional. Based on these three, I will explain which method is better and better to run and why. Based on the mortgage, if compare between the two shows Islamic is better than conventional. This is because the processing fee charged in Islam is not included in the category of usury, because the additional charge to the customer is only for the service provider, and the processing fees is only based on the direct cost instead of indirect cost. For example, in Islam only takes processing fees based on financial amount compared to conventional, which takes processing fees with other additional charges such as GST and so on. Secondly, let's move to the under fixed deposit. Based on fixed deposit, when compared between the two, Islamic is also better than conventional. This is because the deposit rate in Islam is based on the concept of qard contract, which means payment with guarantee, compared to conventional, where asset or saved money are used to carry out business activities to gain profit. With this Islamic concept, qard is a contract where the lender or customer lends money to the borrower or bank. The bank will repay the money when requested by the customer with the same amount according to the procedure set by the bank. Thirdly, let's move to the last part, which is under loan financing. Based on the fixed interest rate and the fixed profit rate, when compared between the two, the fixed profit rate conduct in Islam is better than fixed interest rate conduct by conventional. This is because the annual profit rate has its own advantage, where it has the main principle of the Islamic model, which is fair in finance. Islamic emphasizes the principle of fairness in business or any matter that is carried out. With the existence of fair principle in Islamic banking, can create a balance of profit and loss between the lender and the recipient without leaving a company alone.
When comparing the Islamic and conventional banking system, viewers should keep in mind that interest is calculated as a percentage of the loan or debt amounts, whereas in the latter system is calculated as a percentage of the total amount worth. Since this practice is provided in Islamic law, all Muslims should switch to MAYBANK Islamic plan. Okay, Islamic banking product utilize a unique Sharia contract that set it apart from its conventional bank counterparts. Just like Islamic banking is profitable in a manner that is consistent with Islamic teachings, sale contracts, investment, profit sharing agreement, and other contracts are all legitimate source of Sharia compliant income. Okay, and then the Wadi'ah Ya'damanah contract with a deposit with guarantee is one example of how Islamic banking structure deposit product. It's not like the saving account offered by traditional bank, where customers are guaranteed a set rate of return on their money, given that the bank need to borrow the customer's saving to fund its operation. Usually has occurred. Okay, after that, also Islamic banks use Sharia contract like Murabaha, Musyarakah, Ijarah, and Istithna, and others to build the financing contract and the resulting product. This is not like traditional product where you borrow money and then pay interest to the lender for the privilege. This encouraging things that the many non-Muslims are more aware from how important and good the concept of Islamic banking is that are Muslims themselves. After that, this is because non-Muslims understand that the value of the return of money and risk management in Islamic banking is more guaranteed than conventional and prohibited return. Therefore, I advise to all you of the public to provide its horizontal by opting for MAYBANK Islamic banking service, please, because it's very helpful for you guys. If you are looking for a way to make purchase and sell that don't include usury, Islamic banking is one of the actions. While the term profit and interest are sometimes used similarly in the financial sector, are different between Islamic and the conventional banking in the structure, substance, and underlying contract, and whether it is compliant with the Sharia law. Okay, so let's all get our eyes and open our ears to make the best financial decision for our life, as long as the power to establish trustworthy Islamic financial system in our hands. So make sure you do best your decisions.